Hi there, I'm live. I hope you're doing well. Join in if you are watching me because I am at a different location. So I just want to know that things are working as they should. I'm on my mobile in my living room. If you can watch and everything is working and there's no delay in the Wi Fi, let me know, please, because I'll accordingly change to data. Quick tech check. If you're watching me and if everything is working as it should, can you give me a thumbs up in the comments that I'm live and that you can watch and that everything makes sense? And then we're going to get on with it. I'm going to be live for about 10-15 minutes. Cheers with my afternoon tea. Let me know if this is okay. If I'm kind of visible and audible. Audible is more important. You can hear me. Lighting is not great. I know. I apologize. I apologize. I've just come running from somewhere. So I've literally just entered home. Working fine. Thank you, Himanshu. Thank you for being here. Okay, one confirmation is pretty much all I needed. Thank you for joining. I'm going to be live for a couple of minutes. So I thought, why not talk about job interviews today? So, alive. Live and alive. All right, fab. Thank you for being here, guys. Appreciate it. Bonjour. All right, good. So, welcome. It's 150 weeks of live streaming. If you're joining here and you haven't, been around before, you're so welcome here. I've been going live every Friday since January 2020. And I have not missed a single week. This is the highlight of my week by far. Now, I don't know what that says about me. I lead a pathetic life. I don't know. I don't care. I don't go out much. 2 months after I started live streaming, COVID happened anyway. Anyway, listen, I wanted to talk about all things interviews, job interviews, and let's tap into the collective wisdom of this community. There's a few of us who've been going live with me, right, every Friday, and lots of intelligent people. And Risto is one of them. He's a very qualified, experienced coach living up north in Finland. So if you're around Risto, obviously you don't have to be told. You're more than, welcome to join and share your wisdom like you usually do. All right, let's get started with your questions. I'm only going to be answering questions related to interviews today because I'm working on something that I'm very excited about. So, next week on the 7th of December, if you don't know this yet, on the 7th of December, Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central European time, do the calculation what it's like because people are around the world. I know it's 9 a.m. Eastern in the US. I know it's 7:30 p.m. in India, and it's 9 p.m. in Hong Kong. So for about 45 minutes, I will not be live on LinkedIn or any social media. I'll be live with a select bunch of people who sign up. And I'm going to do this training masterclass type of thing on all things job interviews. And I'm going to share all my learnings from the last 22 years. This is free to attend. Please attend it. Even if you're not actively looking, just attend it. You might learn a thing or two. And if you know someone who's actively looking, take advantage and share this with them, please, right? And I want to say this, why is it free, right? Why am I sharing this for free? Like I have a YouTube channel, everything's free there anyway. But why is this free? The reason this is free is for two reasons. Reason number one is I have a program behind it, which I hope you will buy. And I want to make sure you know about it. I don't want to mislead you and say all this great stuff and then pitch you and surprise you. But listen, I hope you will buy it and I hope you will join me on your journey on interviews because I'm really good at what I do, okay? At the risk of sounding like I'm boasting. Having said that, reason number two, even if you decide that's not for you, I still want you to join me live on Wednesday, the 7th, because you will learn something and you will walk away with something that you can implement. So either way, win-win situation. Join me live next Wednesday. Superchargeyourself.com/interview training. I think you've got the message. And by the way, if you're not part of my newsletter, again, just it's free. Just do it. Superchargeyourself.com/newsletter. I'm coming up with interesting offers, etc., that I only share with my newsletter audience. There's about 10,000 people in there. If you think this is interesting, go and sign up. I'm going to be sharing something pretty amazing next Saturday because it's my birthday and I want to do something amazing on my birthday. Take advantage, okay? All right, then. We got questions. We got hit with questions while I was yakety yakking, okay? We're going to start with Jonathan, okay? Jonathan is saying, I'm introverted by nature, and how can I show the interviewer that I am confident? Such a good question, Jonathan. Now, the assumption here you have is that if you are introverted, you are not confident, which is actually not true. We know that, right? Now, how do you do that? It's one of the things actually that I have in my course, but nevertheless, what I'd like you to walk away with is two things. Google something called the confidence competence loop. Confidence competence loop. The more you know something, the more you know it well, the better you are at it, your craft, whatever, the better you show up. Okay. And second, nothing will replace good old fashioned practice. You gotta practice. You gotta practice. When you practice so well, you know the stuff, you know what they're gonna ask you, you know what your answers are gonna be like. The confidence comes more naturally. So this is a short answer, just in the interest of time. So I wish you lots and lots of luck. All right. Now Rajan says, I need some logical reasons to answer my prospective employer. Rajan, it was such a good question. I was working on this today for my course on how to address, including one is laid off and one is fired because they're very different, right? As far as laid off is concerned, I would just be truthful about it. Layoffs are so common, especially in the world post-COVID. So I wouldn't think so much about it. But having said that, I would write my answer down and practice it, right? And give very clear reasons. The company wasn't doing well, the function was made redundant, whatever. I would say just lead with truth. Okay. Lead with whatever you think you can share, and it's not going to hurt you. If people have a problem with you because you've been laid off, honestly, which world are they living in? I'm sorry. Yeah. Not your people. To be fair. Okay. Apurv says, hi Apurv, can we ask what is your budget before we start negotiating for a job offer? If the question comes up, Apurv, right, please check this out. I have a whole playlist on salary negotiation. It's one of the things I address in it. You can ask if they ask you, right? If they ask you, what is your current salary and you don't want to share, you can share what's your budget and I can let you know if my expectations fall in that budget. You can ask. It doesn't hurt, but it depends how you ask. I think how matters much more than what you say. Okay, but check out the playlist of salary negotiation on my YouTube channel. I have so many, so much content on this. All right, and please avoid repeating your question so that it doesn't get drowned out with others. Thank you. So Sajan, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the valuable advice. I got a job offer after 3 months. I got a promotion. That's amazing, Sajan. Congratulations. Well done. Please send me a DM. I'd love to know more about it on LinkedIn. Congratulations. I'm very happy for you. Well done. Good job. Parikshit says, hey, Sonal, how do you grow up the ladder? Okay, Parikshit, if you don't mind, okay, this is a great question for next week because next week I'm going to be live with a brilliant coach and we're going to talk about, leader versus manager type of thing. I think this would help you a lot, but specifically for today, because it's related to interviews, I just want to make sure I answer all the questions related to interviews. And if we have time, we'll come back to you. What's the name? Parikshit. Okay, I'll remember that. Santos, hey, I'm not sure if my question falls. How long should I wait for a potential employer's response after? No, this is a good question, Santos. It's very much within the framework. I mean, we're very much within our scope today. Cheers. It's a very cold day here. I'm happy. It finally feels like it's winter. Employer's response after a salary negotiation. I would say don't wait too long, man. 24 to 48 hours. Make sure as far as you can help it, don't negotiate on email because then it's kind of waiting and giving them the power. No, I prefer that you do it on the phone or you do it in person. 24 to 48 hours, you want to just send a quick message saying, is everything okay? I'm here for any questions, etc., etc. Okay. Good morning, Christine. How you doing? Hey, Shannon. What kind of salary are you expecting? Oh, that is awkward. Yeah. What kind of salary are you expecting? Shannon, I have an entire video on this topic. What are your salary expectations? So I'll link that down if I have time. But if you go to my YouTube channel, it's one of my most watched videos. So just click on my YouTube channel, go to videos, and sort from most popular to least popular, and you'll see there. Basically, I'm not a fan personally. Okay, my preference. I'm not a fan of giving a number or a range. It's just not my style. It's not something I advise. Some people say do it. I prefer to avoid it because it's a bit like a Russian roulette. It's a bit like a gamble because they have a certain budget. Now, if your number is too low, then you've left cash on the table. And the range as well. Now, how do you know if it falls within their range, right? So my preference is always to sort of, if they corner you and try and give an answer something like, hey, I want to discuss numbers when, we're a little further along. But till then, I want to know more about the role. And I also want you to know I'm not here to waste your time. But if you share like your budget with me, I can let you know my expectations if they fall within that range or not. Why don't you share that with me? That's very common. Recruiters are very used to it. Okay. They know this is awkward for you. But watch that video. And I have another video as well on I have a whole playlist on salary negotiations. So just binge watch that instead of the Netflix binge that you were going to do this weekend. It's much easier to consume and very quick. Everything is in order. But I would start there. And the video that I have from about 2 weeks ago is 22 minutes, and it's a bit more updated as well. All right. Good luck. Okay. Hi, Vajinath. I conveyed. How do you convey the message that you've got an offer, you can't join? Be honest and say why you can't join. I would not beat about the bush, and I would not do it later. I would do it sooner because it's difficult for them, right? Hey, Karishma, the masterclass on Wednesday next week is 7:30 p.m. You have to sign up. superchargeyourself.com/interview training. It's not live on LinkedIn. 3 p.m. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Yeah. 3 p.m. here. You guys are 4.5 hours ahead. Hello, Mumbai. Hi, LinkedIn user. Thank you. I hope you have a fantastic masterclass with me next week. I look forward to being there with you. Thank you, Arun. Okay. I addressed this one already. Thank you. Gonna be 44. Okay. Got laid off yesterday. Rajan, I'm so sorry. In India, there is okay, listen, if you're gonna I have people on my YouTube channel who are basically have nothing nice to say. Okay. I'm not saying you're one of them, but it's like, this will never work in my country, in my city. Listen, if it doesn't work, don't take it. I have millions of people who've taken this advice from all over the world and they've applied it to their situation. Never follow any advice blindly. Take it and adapt it to your culture, to your situation. There's so many things that matter when it comes to a salary negotiation. It depends where you are. It can depend on which culture, country. There's also subculture within the country. Not Indian culture is not one, right? And Delhi is very different from Chandigarh. And it also depends on your family. Are you the firstborn? Are you the middleborn? Just people who say this will never work they don't try. So there is a different perspective, then don't do it. I've seen millions of people in India who've applied it and it worked, and they got into companies like Apple and Netflix for free with my help because of YouTube. The smart ones will take action. Okay. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I just got a promotion. And first of all, hey, Rajan, I'm sorry that you got laid off. I think we addressed that earlier. I'm not sure. I'm sorry that you got laid off. Just take advice that comes to you and apply it very, with some discretion. Pavan says, I just got a promotion and it is 3 or 4 designations ahead. And I received it because I was in their upskilling program. So should I ask them for the market salary for that position? Yeah, dude, you should know the market salary for that position. Please do your homework. Do your homework. Look at the title. If you have a grade for it, speak to HR. If you don't know, ask HR. But I wouldn't ask them. I would go and do a little bit of my own research and come up with an idea. so that you can say, based on my research, this is the range. And yes, if it's 3, 4 levels upwards, why would you not ask? So good for you, Pavan. Good for you. Congratulations on that. That's a fantastic promotion. Hi, Tejas, a new engineer. How do you explain that I've worked in a startup but now applying for a job? That's okay. You had a great time at the startup. Explain why you're looking for a change. What are the learnings you had in the startup? And maybe the startup is winding down, it failed, or whatever. I think it's just sometimes when we think less, it's simpler than we realize. Some answers we don't have to overthink, right? They're simpler than we realize. Say the truth, but obviously not everything. Share what you know. If you were on the other side, it wouldn't hurt you. Okay. How would someone respond comparing others without demeaning other candidates? Sorry, Muzammil, I don't follow the question. How would someone respond to appraising himself when asked to compare to others without demeaning others? You don't have to demean others. You can just lead with your strengths. Focus on what you're good at. I would start with that. Okay. Hey, Osman, are there any tactics you can give for a CV that is prepared for European companies? So, Osman, we're doing interviews today. We're not doing CVs, but I have a whole playlist on my YouTube channel on resumes. I brought in recruiters and we talked about resumes, like pretty much all of it. Avoid a picture. In the UK, I would say a standard format is a name, a summary, and lead with your work experience. I think if you go with that, it's not so different and so special in the UK. I have a whole playlist. I have a course on my website on resumes. You'll find a lot of that useful. And the way it is formatted is it's for in any country, right? In the UK, in Hong Kong, in China, in Malaysia, in South America. I have candidates from pretty much all over the world. There's a standard format, and just leading with work experience, right? Meaning your name, all of that formatting, but then start with work experience. I wouldn't lead with education, especially if you have work experience behind you. In the interviews, when we are facing the interviewer, is it required to talk about projects? Yes, part of your storytelling, right? You want to showcase if you've done projects, then yes, talk about them, but don't talk about them in isolation. Talk about how they help the company. If you know the pain points of the company and if you've done your homework, then you'll talk about these and then you'll weave a story where it makes sense for them. Hi, Karishma. Last time you'd mentioned about your YouTube channel, but I couldn't find it. It was related to the question I asked about product or marketing. My YouTube channel, Karishma, just Google my name and write the word YouTube. It's literally my handle is Supercharge Yourself. All right. How do you present that you are best suitable for the job? Okay. You combine two things. You combine with what they're looking for, what you have that is interesting, and you see the one in the middle. The third, in the perfect world, it would be like that. The third is what competing candidates have, but focus on the thing that you have that competing candidates don't have. Start with there. And for this to work really well, you need to know yourself really well, and you need to know the job really well. You can't be pitching yourself for a job you don't even like or you don't even know about it. So focus on also first getting your foot in the door and understanding their pain points and if you can actually solve them or not. Because don't waste their time, don't waste your time. Focus your energies on something else. Simple answer. But again, there is a video on my YouTube channel called Why Should We Hire You? It's literally Why Should We Hire You? That's the title. Watch that because I go into like way more detail over there. Not finished my minimum time according to my manager, 13 months in a role before being promoted to another post. So they told me to move now and get the salary updated after 13 months. I think that's a very individual thing, Pavan. It depends on the policies, internal policies. So when the time is up, then yes, please follow up, but use the time well. Don't waste the time and do a little bit of research like we talked about. How do you approach a recruiter after declining the offer? Okay, I think we addressed this one already. Thank you for asking. I'm sorry, I'm rushing a little bit today because I'm in the middle of something. So, but I still want to make sure I answer all the questions. What do you do with non-compete clause? Should we ask for, yeah, so you can do two things with non-compete, right? Most of the time, I did a very interesting live stream with a lawyer last year. And one of the things we talked about is non-compete clauses. It turns out in most courts, in the world, in most labor courts in the world, a non-compete clause does not hold water. It's not, really legal. They do it to protect their monopoly and selfish interests. But if they are applying the non-compete, they do it usually to instill fear in us, right? To make us scared. If you wanna join a competitor, it's all about negotiation. We always think negotiation is related to salaries, but a lot of negotiation happens at the exit. Exit negotiation, non-compete, notice period, all of that stuff, right? Please don't break any rules. Don't piss anybody off. Life is too short for that. Okay. And if they wanna, if they wanna apply a non-compete with you, they're supposed to pay you 6 months or 1 year or whatever, and then say, yeah, I want to get paid because I'm losing income because I could have joined these people or whatever. Yeah, you can definitely do that, Nijam. Okay, oh wow. Oh wow. I'm gonna go a little bit quickly here. Santos, all right. Hey Sonal, when I was interviewed for the first time, they asked me my expectations. Right. So Priyanka, if you're joining us late, I talked about this earlier. I went into a little bit detail here. So check out the replay. Please do that because there's more information on it. And I have a whole video on my YouTube channel about it as well. Good morning, Scott. Can you get feedback? Can you 100% you can ask at the end whether you get accepted, whether you get rejected. When we get accepted, we think everything is perfect. No, you also want to know why it was good, right? Feel free to do that and ask for specifics. Giving a range was better, but yeah. All right, good. Love my work assignment they gave me. Now I'm asking my genuine expectations. They're considering it. So how do you address this? Yeah, so just the less you say, the better, Priyanka. Hear what they have to say, do your homework, and then compare and see the best possible deal for yourself. I think you hold the trump card here because they want you. So that's good. But obviously find a way to collaborate and make it a partnership and not like me versus you, us versus them type of thing. Check out the whole playlist on salary negotiation. Salary expectations, if the recruiter says their budget is less than that and ask if I want to come down, then be honest, Shikhar, do you want to or you don't want to? Or you don't care about it, you want to know more about the role, then you can say, I'd like to know more about the role first, and then I can discuss numbers. See, the reason they're asking, you have to understand why. They don't want to waste their time if you're too expensive. They don't care about your time. They care about their time. So if you want to be upfront and it is completely off the table, your expectations are 100, for example, and the salary is 80 or 20 or 10 or whatever it is, you have to see the gap. Is the gap acceptable to you or not? All right. 2 hours salary negotiation is a little bit long. Just the salary negotiation. Not sure. It could be a good sign. Yeah. What if the pay class is not much room to negotiate? There's always room to negotiate, but some companies are transparent. Okay. The transparency, we always hear about pay transparency. I personally think pay transparency, yeah, it's good, but it's not good from a negotiation point of view because they don't have wiggle room. Because if everybody knows each other's salaries, then new hires are going to be strictly, they're going to be enforced. Sometimes there is wiggle room, sometimes there isn't. That's up to you to find out based on your situation and your circumstance. You got to ask more questions and you'll find out. Hi, Faiz. So check out my playlist on YouTube because the topic today is only interviews. Check out my playlist on YouTube called How to Find a Good Job Fast. That is the name of the playlist. And go into questions there. And if you still have questions, then come back here and ask me. I'll be happy to help. So The recruiter has stood me up twice and wanted to reschedule for the third time. He's a potential boss for a possible promotion. I declined to reschedule. Did I do the right thing? I can't say that, but things happen when people reschedule, right? Could be. I can't say if you've done the right thing or wrong thing, but whatever it is, the point is what's done is done. I'm always the pragmatist. If I go for a sales manager interview for a bank, do I have to study about? Not sure, dude. You need to find out from the bank. It's a very specific question. Not sure I'll be able to help you in any way. Hi Rajiv. Hey, how's it going in Hong Kong? What are your thoughts on what the role HR should play to keep the candidate fully up to speed on where they are in the interview process? This is especially relevant when the process takes weeks. Can we raise this upfront during interviews? In the perfect world, yes. The world we live in is often imperfect, Rajiv. And I've seen this with my own very dear clients where the recruiter or hiring manager are really senior up there in the organization and they disappear. They've left the company. You don't know the kind of drama that goes on behind the scenes. We don't know that. They are going through that. In the perfect world, good people who are trained at their craft, they keep in touch with you. They have your number, they WhatsApp you, and they want you to know what's going on. But a lot of people are juggling multiple open positions. So if they were to do this, only the follow-up would be a full-time job. Just the follow-up part would be the full-time job. I've had so many recruiters on here on Supercharge Fridays. Some of them are juggling anything from 5 to 30 open positions, 5 to 30, sometimes 60 open positions. Why? Companies are being greedy and they've cut staff down. So can't say, right? Yes, I would agree with you, ideally speaking. Hey Neeraj, I'm gonna go a little bit quicker because I'm realizing that I'm falling behind. Okay. Hi Neeraj. Ready to join prospective employers? What reason can be given as there is a future project with my present employer? Prospective employers with less than my current salary. Why do you want to go to a new job with less salary? I'm sorry, Neeraj. I'm not even, forget the fact that I don't follow the question, but I don't even know why you would want. You're leading with something, you're leading with a hypothesis which is already on putting you on the back foot. Good question for you. Why? You don't have to answer me this right now. This sounds more like a coaching conversation. If you don't want to be with your current employer, you've made up your mind to go out, then go out. Look for something outside, no problem. And you're like, I'll go out at any cost because life is so terrible here. That's fine. You've made the decision. Lead with what you can bring to those people. And why are you looking for a change? Yeah, you're looking for a change. You don't have to say my boss is an idiot or, even if you want to say that, you can be like, I've reached where I could, I can't go beyond. I can't go beyond where I am today. Give some thought, share your thought process with them, right? I can't say why you're looking for a change because I'm not in your head right now. I'm being very quick here, guys. So I'm 38 years old. Are there jobs outside call center? Of course. Yeah, of course there are. Whether you're 38 or whatever. 58. I don't know. Can you get feedback from interviews? Can we ask? Yes, we already addressed this one. Hi, Omar. I retired at the age of 58 in HR. Is there an option to find work? Yes, 100%. So just going back to what I was saying earlier. Yes, always. Always. You took premature retirement, but you want to get back, you miss it. Retirement isn't what you thought it would be. Go. The world, the local economy always needs people to work. Start anywhere. I wouldn't say like dream big and just do it. I would say just start small and use something. And the next job could be the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It can be the bridge. It doesn't have to be the ideal. But get started. My YouTube channel, I'm sounding arrogant, is a great resource to begin. Bala Murugan, how can you use tax benefits better? Good question. I would say ask an accountant. I'm way out of my depth here, Bala. I'm sorry. I couldn't find the title of your video on the YouTube channel when confused. Okay. It's there. I mean, I'll have to go look for it, Karishma, but whether I look for it or you look for it, it's the same thing. Look in my most recent videos. It is a video from February or March or something like that. I don't have that many videos. There are more live streams than videos because I have lots of other videos. So it's like how to choose between two offers, something like that. And the thumbnail looks like me, like job A and job B. Which one should I choose? That's what it looks like. Good luck. If I have time, I'll go and hunt it and get that. Pavan says I've done all my homework. All right. I can't address this, Pavan. This is getting into a little bit specifics here because I don't know if you want to get into specifics about your salary, that is a bit more of a coaching conversation. I'm not sure this is entirely, because this is a group right now. And it's also kind of, within the community specifically related to interviews today. Risto, if Muzamil, if you're watching, I've been asked this, what makes you better? And the answer is, I do know well enough. I do not know other candidates well enough or at all, but these are my strengths. Exactly. Rank your strengths, right? That's a great answer. I belong to the top 10%. Good. It's a lazy question. I agree. All right. Lots of spammy comments here. I saw your comment, Bala. I don't need to see multiple hellos. One hi is fine. All right. There are like at least 15 of them here. When changing a job, a new employer doesn't agree with 90 days notice period. How do you handle this? Yeah. That's not easy, right? Vivek, today we're talking about interviews specifically. But if you haven't signed the offer because the new employer doesn't agree, you got to negotiate. You got to negotiate because they forget that one day you will leave them and then they'll want you to stay for 90 days, right? So it's very easy for employers to practice this. You don't want to, I would say, never leave anybody hanging, never leave anybody high and dry. People remember that. Always honor your commitments. Okay. All right. Santos, you're welcome. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd love to hear more about this. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm so glad the videos are helping you. That's exactly what they're for. Should you focus on volunteer work? How valuable is it that it's not directly related? There's always a link. It could be an indirect link. But I wouldn't say focus on volunteer work. I mean, I would say focus on what your skills are and your strengths are related to the job at hand. But if a question comes up and you don't have direct experience, but you have indirect experience because of volunteer work, tie the thing for them, right? So join the dots for them. People don't see that. Help them, hold their hand and help them see how this actually shows leadership or this shows problem solving. There's always a way. There's always a way. And if you don't know, find a coach who's in this space who can help you. Hey, Alua, how do you push back on a net pay when the offer was made through the offer letter? The next response still comes through the offer letter. It's still below expectations. Ask them for a call, Oluwa. Ask them for a call. Ask them for a call and say, I thank you so much. Is there a way I can discuss? I need 15 minutes. And put your questions down and then ask them on a phone call or on a video call if you can, or in person, but not as far as you can, not on email. In the current era, how much commitment is decent enough for both parties, considering people churning jobs? I don't know. Sharad, I'm a little bit like, you have to be 100% committed. I'm sorry, there is no other way. But if you're not interested, if you're not happy where you are, then it's different. Then yeah, your 1 foot is out the door. That I get. Then it's 50, 60, whatever it is, right? 80. But if you're happy where you are and you see a future there, then for me, nothing less than 100% is good enough. All right. Yeah. Exactly. You want to buy a little bit of time. Can age be a barrier? It can be, Sharad, for the other person. So it comes down to perception. And you need to control the perception. I've done a lot of videos and contents on live streams, especially live streams related to ageism. But I think the biggest barrier we have is in between our ears, that this is a reason why it's never going to work out. And we sometimes have that victim mindset. So be very careful of that. Okay. But people who are 50 plus are breaking barriers every single day. So if they can do it, why can't you do it? Singular focus and determination. Very, very broad answer, but short answer, no, it doesn't. Okay. Hey Priyanka, should I submit my payslip, etc. in the finally? I don't know if they've asked you for it. Karishma, I'm not sure. It's a very specific thing. You got to do what they ask you to do, right? See their list of things. I got a verbal offer almost a month ago, but they did. Oh, month. Not good, huh, dude? Karthik, I'm detecting a red flag here. So I wouldn't hold on and keep waiting by the phone, if you know what I mean. I would keep looking at other opportunities in case this one doesn't work out. Which question do we have to ask last? Not sure I follow. How can I be part of your coaching process? Coaching sessions. Connect with me on LinkedIn, Pavan. Ask me what you have in mind, and I'll see what offers are suiting you. But in the meantime, I would say just join the masterclass next Wednesday. The link that I shared earlier. Okay. Hi, Yuvraj. I hope fit as a fiddle. There is a slight doubt. Singapore Airlines have included a question which comprises of aviation aspirants. Okay. Why do you want to join our airline? The only doubt is how gonna essay. Just write why you want to join it. Think about 3-4 bullet points and put them in paragraphs. Respect their word limit. Why do you want to be in aviation? They probably want to see somebody who's got a focus, who's got not like wasting their time, but specifically why aviation, right? Oh, I got rejected in banking, so I've come to aviation. They don't want people like that. They want people who are a little bit more like going towards as opposed to running away from something. So just answer that in an essay format for sure. How do you answer if you have a gap in unemployment? Bharat, such a good question. I have an entire video on career gaps in employment. You are in luck. And I have sample answers for free. So check that out. Just scroll through because the videos are not that many. The live streams are a lot, but just go through the videos. And one of the videos is there. It is, I think, also in the playlist on salary interviews. It's in the interview playlist. The playlists have been made for a reason. Okay, Latika, I was recently in a second interview and the employer wanted a psychologist to be present. Yeah, maybe not. Depends on the role, right? They need to maybe gauge maturity, emotional mastery. I don't know. Not that common, to be honest. I haven't seen that much. All right. Last couple of questions. I hope this has been helpful. Give me a thumbs up. Give me something. Share this with your friend because I'm going nonstop. You notice we don't faff around. We don't fluff. There's no fluff here. Tell me this is helpful. Like some back and forth because right now it's only me doing yakety yak with the question answer. Mohammed Faiz says, looking for candidates from premium institutes. How can a normal guy from a non-premium institute reach a good job in management section? Okay, this is not related to interviews today, Mohammed. I'm so sorry, but just respecting the time, right? I want to make sure I focus on the question of interviews because otherwise we will go here and there, everywhere. So come back to me in 2 weeks because this is this is something that's going to take time. Having said that, I have done an entire live stream on whether an MBA is right for you or not. And I have a video on it as well. And you'll get some answers by watching that because, it's not for everyone. It doesn't matter if at the end of the day, because it depends on the role you're looking for. The role, does it need an MBA or not? If it does, then you do it. If it's not from a premium, but a second or a third tier, then focus on places where the position matters more than the background. Okay? Short answer, but there's a lot more in that video. If I don't know of any particular questions, how do I give a better answer? Just say if you don't know something, I would always lead with the truth. Lead with the truth. Say, I don't know. I can find out. I'm the king of Google. Give me 5 minutes and I can find out. Just do that. Thank you, Sharad. I'm glad. Is there content and how to increase your influence at work? Karishma, we're gonna focus on it's a very good question. Come back to me because it's today is a little bit more time sensitive because we are talking about interviews. But hold that thought. It's a good question and come back in a couple of weeks and we're going to be talking about, in fact, even next week, because our topic next week is going to be leader versus manager. It's going to be a very interesting debate, leader versus manager. Pavan, superchargeyourself.com/interview training. Superchargeyourself.com/interview training. It's right there on my LinkedIn profile page. Like, you can't miss that. Okay. Salary related questions. Go where you are valued, where you're respected, where you're appreciated, Piyush. Competitor for a good salary hike. So if you want to go to the competitor, go to the competitor. Current employer, you're on a contract, right? But you don't like the salary. So, but there is a video that somebody was asking me earlier, well, should I do this or should I do that? Remember, salary is one important piece. It's not the only piece though. There's a bunch of 8 different factors. Check that out. And if you don't find it, come in my LinkedIn and ask me. And but you'll find it. It's on my YouTube channel. Should I take this offer? Should I take that offer? It's there in my YouTube channel. It's a video from February or March. I know you'll find that useful because it goes into really step by step. Okay, we answered this one already. All right, last question. Hey, Elliot. Things the candidates can say to close the interview. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. This has been a pleasure. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't quite understand the question earlier. Hey, Raghav, how important is this question? I'm going to take this as the last question for today. Hey, Sandeep, 2 years, how many hikes can I can't say that. There is no, no standard. I don't want to give a standard answer of 5%, 10%, because it really depends. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Can we answer this question? I want to focus on the present and learn. I hate this question, Raghav. I hate it from the bottom of my heart. It's a lazy question that doesn't belong in this century. I would say focus on learning goals as opposed to performance goals, as opposed to designation. I want to be in your position. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I want to be in your position. I want to be the CEO. This is stupid. Like, nobody gives an honest answer to that. So focus on what you want to be learning and what is your growth plan. All right, fab. Thank you guys for being here. I hope this has been helpful. I'm glad you came, Piyush. This is amazing. Yeah. It's always fun here on Supercharged Fridays. You have a videotape of your answers. Why is this important to some companies? Okay. For some roles, right, where there's a lot of applications, you talk to a software actually. This is becoming a lot more common in the last 2-3 years. There's a couple of softwares that are doing this a lot, HireVue, etc. I don't like it. It's a bit impersonal, but there are a lot of advantages when there's more applicants than recruiters to process the applications. And where they need to see certain level of presentation and communication skills, this is a great way to do it. And to some extent, I believe it also reduces bias. Am I saying I like it? Am I saying I'm in approval of it? No, I'm not. But it is what it is to certain companies. And those companies tend to have deeper pockets as well because these softwares are not cheap. Listen, if you like this, if you want to learn more about all things job interviewing, I'm doing this masterclass next Wednesday, 3 p.m. Central European Time. Superchargeyourself.com/interview training. Bring a friend with you. Bring your cup of tea, coffee, whatever makes you happy. Bring a notebook, bring a pen. We're going to be discussing a lot. I'm going to be sharing insights there that I have never shared before, ever. And it is absolutely 100% free. So enjoy your remaining Friday and weekend, and I shall see you next Friday at the same time with a fabulous coach in Canada, in Montreal. His name is Stefano Di Lolo, and we're going to be talking about leader versus manager. Which one is more important in today's world? It's going to be great. Stefano is amazing. He's been on my live stream twice already. He's been on my podcast. Fantastic guy. You're going to enjoy it. And in the meantime, come to my training. And by the way, every Saturday my newsletter goes out. So it's an amazing newsletter. It's very short. It takes you 3 minutes to read. I don't believe in wasting time. If you haven't already signed up, then sign up. I haven't put the link here. It's superchargeyourself.com/newsletter. Superchargeyourself.com/newsletter. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. And I shall see you next Friday.